Hey guys, Tommy Bryson here, and before I could actually save around 99% of all my income, well, to be honest with you, I had a massive spending problem, okay? A really bad habit, kind of nasty to be honest. And every time I would make money, I would grab my check and go out there and spend the money either on sneakers or clothes or just buying whatever I wanted to buy, even though I didn't really need it, okay? So, to be honest, the only way I got rid of this entire habit right here was by going out there and starting and kind of like participating in a 52-week savings challenge. Now, before I did this, I kind of felt like, oh, that's kind of stupid and kind of weird. Like, what would it save money for 1 year? What's the point there? Well, the point was to build a healthy habit, because my habit for the past like 2 years of just working was basically to make money, spend money, and if I kept that going, I would have stayed in that loop for the rest of my life. So in this video right here, guys, I'm gonna give you guys the 3 steps I followed to do this challenge perfectly, and then also not just save the money, but also multiply the money at the end of this video. Now guys, before I get started here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified, and on top of that, like this video, because again, I do post videos on YouTube every single day. And on top of that, guys, I want to ask you guys one question. How much money do you want to have saved up by the end of 2020 or whatever year you're watching this video right here? Now, after you're done writing down like, hey Tommy, I want to save up 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 1,000. Well, I also want you to write next to that comment right there, I want you to write down, why do I want to save this money? Now, why am I asking you this? Well, the answer is, guys, when I used to save money, I would save up maybe $10,000, $5,000 in 1 year, and then guess what happened, okay? At the end of the year, when I had all this money, I'll be like, okay, so time to spend it, right? Because you didn't really know exactly why you were saving it. So always start with why whenever you want to spend or even save money. Like, why do I want to spend the money here? Do I need to? No, then don't spend it. Why do I want to save money? Okay, for this, well, I'm going to save it for this specific reason, okay? And now, guys, the first part of this challenge right here, 52 weeks here, 1 year, is basically you want to be prepared to actually do it. So how do you prepare? Well, to be honest, it's all really about mental, okay? So it's a lot more mental than it's just like being like, okay, I'm gonna put money here every single week, and then boom, I'm done. No, it's kind of like, how do I manipulate myself to make myself save money so that I can become a better me, because now I have financial freedom and I can do whatever I want to do, okay? Now, the first thing you need, guys, is basically, number one, you need to know exactly why you want to save. And if you answer the comment, well, you already did that part, so skip this part right here, because once you know why you want to save, well, you know why you're doing it, and you're not going to stray from your path. However, if you're just going to save, you'll probably end up spending that money, and you'll probably regret not asking yourself, why am I saving this money for? On top of that, second thing is this, guys. You want to calculate your expenses and also your income. Now, Tommy, why do I want to do this? The answer is, well, if you don't know your income and all your expenses and you minus them, you won't know exactly if you have extra money left over or if you don't have any money left over. For example, if my income is $500 every single week, but my expenses are $550, well, that means I'm negative 50 bucks. It usually means I'm in credit card debt or some form of debt. So what I want to basically do is make sure I have a higher income than my expenses, and that way I have more money here, less expenses, and I have extra money to actually use for whatever I want to use it for. And the last part is, I want you guys to go out there, okay? I want you guys to go to the 99-cent store near you, not Amazon, too expensive. Go to the 99-cent store near you, but if you don't have one, go on Amazon. It's okay, don't worry about it. But the whole point is, go there and buy a piggy bank. Tommy, what type? A small one, a round one? Which one do I get? The answer is, my favorite types are the very big, long ones, like a crayon, and I use that one. By the way, it's plastic. The environment, I get that, but just recycle it after you're done. But the whole point is, plastic is very long, and that way you can put money in there and not worry about like, hey, it's way too full, what am I gonna do here? Do I just like break it, put it somewhere else? Next thing you know, you just like steal the money yourself. The answer is no, buy a very long one, and that way you can put the money in there. How much will it cost you? It will only cost you around $1, maybe $2. That's about it. Do not buy a $40 piggy bank that counts your money, okay? Just save that part for the end of the year when you're going to break into it, okay? By the way, make sure you cannot open it. There is no entry point whatsoever in those plastic ones, and that's why I like them. The only way to get inside of them is by taking a knife and cutting it, which will stop you from actually going inside that piggy bank. But if you can just like open it, take out $1, $5 here today, $5 here tomorrow. Next thing you know, you took all the money out and you're sabotaging yourself. And now guys, here are some examples of what you're actually saving money for. The why is like, okay, I want financial freedom. That's awesome. But the what is, what do I actually want to save this money for? Now this means, for example, is it for an emergency fund? A sink fund? Is it for an investment fund? Is it, for example, real estate, a down payment on a house? Whatever that what is for, write it down also. So at this point, you have the why do you want it? The what is it for? And then you also have, well, I know that I have extra money at the end of the month to do this correctly. Now, a little tip is this, guys. Go ahead and take a piece of tape and some paper and write down your why and your what, and also the date you want to open it, and then just tape that onto the piggy bank. And that way, whenever you look at it, you remember like, hey, this is why I'm doing it. Let me not try to open it or steal my own money. I'm just going to be sabotaging myself. So that way, it kind of also stops you, and it adds another layer of protection aside from the part that you can't open it. But you're also seeing that thing right there saying like, hey, don't open it. So all that stuff helps, especially when you have bad habits like I did back then. And now guys, for the second tip here is that, well, Tommy, how much money do I actually want to save up every single time, every week I actually get paid to put aside for this challenge right here? Well, the answer is this, guys. You will be saving a lot of money very frequently, and here's why: because it's every single week, and that is very often. So what you want to do is this, everyone says out there, well, Tommy, save $5 or $10. That's a fair way to actually get started. But to be honest, for me, it's kind of like, you know what? I don't want to do that, and here's why: because it's kind of like, you know what, at the end of the year, all I have is like $100 or like $50. I'm like, why did I even save in the first place? Okay, it's kind of like dumb, to be honest, right? So what I like to do is this. By the way, if you do that, that's fine to get the rhythm going, but I recommend doing something called percentage saving. That way, by the end of the year, it won't affect like how much money you have left over after you get paid, but by the end of the year, you'll have enough money to be like, okay, wow, I saved up a lot of money compared to what I had done before. And that way, like, hey, I got the rhythm, but I also have the reward of having all this money right here. Because it's kind of like, you know what, I have the rhythm, but I only save $1 every single week, and now I have $50. Oh my God, isn't this awesome? The answer is no, you're not really hyped about it. And next year, you're probably like, okay, so it's kind of, I didn't really like it, to be honest. It's kind of like a waste of time. But by having a percentage, by the end of the year, you will have a lot more money. So here's what I did, guys, okay? Every single time, whether it was weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, whatever money I got paid, I set aside 10% of my income. That is the minimum. Now, for everyone out there saying, Tommy, I'm gonna do 20% or 30%, the answer is, I want you to start at 10%. And here's why. Because you're not allowed to change it whatsoever. So you can't go from 10% to 5%. No. You have to stay at 10%. If you pick 20%, you'll have to stay at 20%. So for right now, this year, 2020, just stick to 10%. Now, it's embarrassing, but when I did this in the beginning, guys, 10% of my weekly income was only around $6. But as the year progressed, because back then I only made around $60 per week, to be honest, okay? I had something go on and something went really wrong because of my spending habits, and that's what happened, okay? But basically, as the year went on, my income also started going up. So as my income went up, the percentage stayed the same, but the amount of money that went into it went higher and higher and higher. More money, same percentage, but you take more money out, okay? That's the great part of using percentages. So basically, by the end of the year, guys, I had around $2,300 in $5 bills, $20 bills, and to me, it was the best feeling ever, okay? And once you actually open that entire thing up, guys, I want you to take a moment, okay? Just take a moment and feel that. I know I sound like a therapist right now, but I want you to take a moment, record yourself, and kind of like celebrate that moment of saying, like, hey, I did this. I saved all this money. Because by the way, the average American has zero savings, okay? So you, by having even $1, $20, $100, $1,000 in 1 year, that is a big deal. And so say, for example, you earn $15 an hour, the minimum wage here in New York, and you might say, Tommy, that's not enough money. It will make a difference. The answer is it will. Trust me. So for example, you have $15 an hour and you work, full time. So 40 hours every single week. So times 40, you're probably saying now, okay, $600, that's pretty fair. Now, 10% of this is $60. You might say, Tommy, that's not enough money. Okay, that's not enough. The answer is, if you're doing this every single week for one whole year, 52 times, 52 weeks. At the end of the year, you will have, times 52, you will have around $3,120. And I guarantee this money, when you open it up, it will feel like heaven. It will feel like gold, because again, this is a ton of money. And here's why I don't do $5, okay? $5 times 52, well, that's only $260, okay? What are you gonna do with this, okay? Like, go buy a laptop or something? Not even a laptop. What are you gonna do with this? You gonna go to Starbucks, you know? So that's what I do, 10%. It might seem minimum wage not a big deal, but minimum wage, 10% of that is over $3,000 by the end of the year, and that is what I'm saying here, okay? So that's why I do a percentage and not just $5 or $10. 10% you can live without, okay? And that's why I like it. Now, the fifth part is this, guys. The hardest part. Well, Tommy, it's over, okay? I got my money, I'm gonna spend it, and that's about it, right? The answer is no. Once everything is over, number 3 here, you have to kind of understand, well, where do I go from here? It's kind of like the follow-up, okay? You just can't make a 3-pointer or like have a hit single and be like, okay, so I'm gonna hit single, like I'm out, you know? The answer is, guys, as soon as you open up the piggy bank and you're all excited and you're going crazy, I want you to take a moment and say, okay, so my what was to do this. Do it right then and there. Do not hesitate. And here's why. I had moments in my past where I would save money and then I'll wait a week or 2 weeks to get the action done, but then in reality, I kind of procrastinated. And next thing you know, I spent that money on something else because something else popped up, and then boom, the money is gone. So what you want to do is, if you save the money here for emergencies, I want you to open up a high yield savings account with Wealthfront or SoFi Money and put that money there, and then boom. By the way, I recommend Wealthfront because that way you can't really get the money as fast as possible, and that way it just stays there. Now, tell me, why the heck don't I just do this and put in my bank account and then just call it a day? Why a piggy bank and why cash? Why all this stuff? The answer is, well, I thought about that too, and I kind of did research on it, and psychologically, the feeling of that money, the feeling of watching your money grow and seeing it grow every single day, well, every single week in this case, it kind of gives you an emotional impulse to keep doing it and also keep building a habit. However, it is very easy to transfer money from your savings to your check-ins, and then boom, the money has been spent on a vacation. And that's why I do physical savings for emergencies, and that way everything is done. By the way, my first year was for emergencies again, and I kind of saved up for it, and now that fund is up to around 6,000 something, and that money is for my emergencies up to 6 months, and I feel pretty great about it. Now, one thing is this, guys. Tommy, after the year is over, do I finish it? Do I not do this again? The answer is no. It's the beginning. So now, if you save up for an emergency fund, well, put that money away. You're solid, you're covered in case anything happens. But now the next step is you want to save up for an investment fund. And that is basically for making sure the money you saved up now is going to make you money back. So in this case, guys, what I like to do is every time I get paid, I put money aside and I focus on investing that money into something that will get me money back. For the first year, you will probably need to put that money towards one thing, and here it is, and that is called education. Whether that is courses, books, seminars, whatever it is, educate yourself on a topic you enjoy and will make you money and you actually are good at, and that way your money will make you money also. That's the point here, okay? Don't overthink it and try different things out. And if you have something that makes you money but you're not happy with, then don't do that aside from a job, because you're gonna be like unhappy at work and also unhappy there. So don't create that environment for yourself. And guys, that is basically it. So till this day, I still do this entire strategy, but I have a full-blown budget on it, link down below. But when I do this, I usually do it for vacation and I save up, and by the end of the year, I have around like $1,300 or $1,500 just to put aside for my vacation, and then I call it a day, which is awesome if you ask me. And guys, that's basically it for this video. Comment down below and let me know, are you going to try this or are you not going to try it? And if you do, I want you to comment down below and let me know how much money will you put in every time you get paid. So again, that is 10% of your income. Comment down below, let me know. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. And also like this video. And on top of that, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me or Tanya Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch that budget video, well, here it is, my full budget. On top, look at my face right here to also stretch this right now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.